Welcome to In the Kitchen with Galavante. I'm Christine Drynan, the founder of Galavante, and you are here today in my kitchen at home in New York City. We love bringing the world home to you through food, and today we have the pancake recipe that is like blowing up the internet. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Eugene Levy has a new show called The Reluctant Traveler, and he ventures to all of these beautiful destinations around the world, including one of my favorite places, which is Amangiri in Utah. And during the pandemic, I actually went to Amangiri and I worked with the Chef Anthony Mazzarita, and he gave me the secret recipe to the famed Amangiri Pancake, which happens to also be on Reluctant Traveler. And I will tell you right now that we are the only ones who have the official recipe of the best pancake in the world that you can get at Amangiri. And what makes this pancake so special is that there is a secret ingredient that will actually blow your mind, and no one has guessed what the secret ingredient is. And we are going to show you what that ingredient is today. So this pancake is something that anyone can make. If you'll notice, like, I'm in a tutu and I'm in a little tube top, and yes, this is what I am making brunch in today because I have friends coming over, and it's just to show you that this pancake is so easy that pretty much anyone, including Carrie Bradshaw, who uses her oven for sweaters, can make this recipe. And it's so easy because you have all these ingredients probably already in your house. You're gonna start out with some flour, some baking soda, some baking powder, some salt, and some sugar. And then you're gonna have your wet ingredients, which are just eggs and buttermilk and some melted butter. So the thing with this recipe is that it's not that it's difficult, it's just about making sure you pay attention to a couple little details. First, don't mix all your ingredients in one bowl right away. You're gonna have one bowl for your wet ingredients and one bowl for your dry ingredients. And then secondly, this is a skillet pancake. So you're going to make this in your oven, and your oven needs to be really hot. It needs to be at 450 degrees. And what I do is I like to put my skillets in the oven while I'm mixing all my ingredients together, so that you can actually put your pancake batter into a warm skillet. That step, plus the secret ingredient, which we're gonna share with you today, and also keeping your wet and your dry ingredients separate until you're ready to mix them together, are just a couple tips that will make this the best pancake you've ever had. The first thing I'm gonna do is mix my dry ingredients together. So we have an all-purpose flour. It does not need to be fancy. I normally like to use organic flour, but if you don't have that, it's not going to affect the recipe. And so we start with 2 cups of flour. And then we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, because the key to this is that it's actually going to rise when it's in the oven. And then we have 3 tablespoons of sugar. Sugar is actually really key to this recipe. And just because I travel all over the world, I'm actually going to use some of my favorite sugar, which I bought in Mauritius earlier this year. And we have 3 tablespoons of this. And then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then we are going to throw in a half teaspoon of salt. So guys, the dry ingredients are as simple as that. You put everything together and just give it a little stir. Make sure that everything is evenly distributed, because you don't want all your baking powder, all your baking soda to be in just one pancake. You want all your pancakes to rise beautifully. Then the next thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna do our wet ingredients. And this is really simple. We just have 3 ingredients plus the secret ingredient that I'm gonna share with you. So I like to start out putting my eggs in first and giving that a little whisk. You don't want to over whip this, but just make sure the eggs are beaten. And then I like to put the buttermilk in. All of the wet ingredients together. And there's something about buttermilk that has that perfect tang that really makes this the best pancake ever. So guys, the secret to the Amangiri pancake, which is why this is the best pancake in the world, is actually Mexican Coke. Because it adds that perfect, just next level carbonation and just also a little bit more sweet. And you're gonna put 2 ounces of Mexican Coke in. And don't go crazy on the stirring here. And then we're going to add the wet ingredients to your dry ingredients. One thing you will notice, guys, is that I am not using my stand mixer. I have the best stand mixer in the world, but the point of this Amangiri pancake recipe is that you're not supposed to overmix the batter. In fact, if anything, you want it just to be a little lumpy. So mix it in with your whisk, but don't go crazy, and do not use your stand mixer. So guys, all we've done is mix our wet ingredients with our dry ingredients, and now we're gonna pour it into the skillet. And if you remember, we have our warming skillets in the oven, and the oven's been preheated to 450 degrees because the key really, and this is why Amangiri gets the pancakes so perfect, is that they have a very hot, big wood burning oven at Amangiri. And so the key is to make sure that you also have a very hot oven at 450 degrees. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna take a ladle and you're gonna fill these very hot, so don't touch it. You're gonna fill these little skillets up about halfway because the pancake is going to rise. Now, if you've done this properly, you can almost hear your pancake start to sizzle. And that is the beauty of these skillet pancakes. And you can almost also see the carbonation of the Mexican Coke, that you know that this is gonna be one special pancake once it's ready. So guys, that is the secret so far, is you fill your skillets halfway, and already I could see that the dough has started to rise in this. I think this is gonna be the perfect pancake. And you just pop it into your oven. And guys, that's it. Hang out, I guess have some Mexican Coke while you're waiting for your pancake to cook. The cooking time is 10 to 15 minutes, and it just depends on how hot your oven is. But my oven, at least this little convection one that I have, gets super, super hot. So I think we're gonna pull it at around 10 minutes. Guys, I'm not shipping the best pancake in the entire world for nothing, because check this out. About 13 minutes later, and we have this incredible, beautiful skillet pancake. So that, guys, is the best pancake you will ever make. This should be everyone's Sunday morning. And I have to give another big shout out to Chef Anthony Mazzarita of Amangiri, who was the brilliant mind behind this recipe and that mind-blowing secret ingredient. Thank you so much for joining us here at Home with Galavante. We love bringing the world home to you.